Okay, I'll get going. Hi, everybody. I'm Jen. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day. I write them down. I commit them to my sponsor, and I don't eat in between, no matter what. It's July 26, 2018. Thank goodness for Gray Sheet. Thank goodness for all these people, all of you that are on this meeting. 18, that's fabulous to see all of you. The community is one of the biggest reasons that's been different for me versus a diet, and what works and doesn't work. And when I was over 300 pounds, I was eating alone by myself, isolating, and a lot of self-hate and shame and sadness. But it took a long way to get there. So that's my story. How did I get there? How did I get to the point of utter just demoralization and obesity, and mental just confusion? So early in my life was pretty straightforward. I think I was a pretty normal kid, normal house. Like I, I don't know. My parents were loving, but there was a trigger in my head that switched in middle school where I started gaining some weight, and weren't sure what was going on. And mom tried to get like healthier snacks and like low fat, which means high sugar, which is great because we didn't know. But chicken or the egg, I had some hormonal issues as a child. I ended up getting type 2 diabetic or resistance. My mom ended up getting type 2 diabetes. So the disease of misfunction for how my body processes sugars and carbs is already like a default physical malady of our family. And then you throw in my psychological and spiritual just lacking. Like I was very insecure as a kid, very homebody, shy, unless I was around people that I really trusted. And then I was goofy and outgoing and crazy and did all the things. And to this day, it's still kind of the case. I'm very reserved until I feel comfortable. But at the time, all I wanted to be in middle school in particular was I didn't have many friends. I had maybe one, and even she moved away. And then I had another one that was going through her own stuff, and it didn't, I wasn't having fun with her. So I was very lonely. And I got along with the teachers better than the kids, I got to be honest. And to this day, I'm an only child. Adults are my place. Like I'm not big of a kid person. I enjoy some time with it, but I don't know. I always wanted to fit in and knew that it wasn't right. And I had a lot of anxiety through that and thinking that, I couldn't handle things. So what did I do? As a natural thing as a child, when you're feeling uneasy or scared, food's comforting. And my mom, my parents were great. And, we did have some healthy meals, but like the after school snacks, like every single day, I had to have the box of the bag next to me with the TV and the homework. And I was a very good student. Some people call me very naive and sheltered. I got to be honest, like I don't have a lot of the experiences that some other people have with like drugs and alcohol and staying up late and defying my parents. Like I was so anxious and like I just stayed home. I didn't do stuff like that. I didn't live life. Not that all that's, uh, you know, either here or there, however you get your story. But I put on like 30 pounds or something in middle school and like didn't fit into any of the clothes and felt really othered. And, I ended up finding my best friend to this day in seventh grade, right, before, I guess it was later in seventh grade, almost eighth grade. She moved into town and it was like I changed. Like her confidence in me and her friendship, she got me out of my shell and got me into sports. And I lost a lot of weight. I still was eating the same, but you couldn't tell. And that was kind of into high school and then into college. Like I kept it off by staying busy, 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 busy. Every club, every activity, every classroom opportunity, bonus work. Like I found self-satisfaction with myself by like getting the A, like really like that. And the food was always alongside with me. Someone recently said when they were qualifying, I was they said they're numb. I would numb because of the discomfort of just being me. I didn't know how to just be me. I didn't, never from that young age had this little thing in my head that just got wired in really, really deep that I wasn't enough and I had to pretend or like fit in with everybody. And food was comforting and it helped me. It helped me do things I didn't want to do, like writing papers. I'm not a writer. I'm a math person. I don't, if there was a social situation I really wanted to go to because I didn't want to feel left out. I would go, but then I was drinking, soda and drinking, going over the food table constantly just to like numb out the anxiety. Um, the problem is I graduated college. I had at the time my fiance. We had been together for 5 years, and we broke up. And he was like a foundation for me. It was my rock. Like if I like, I just it was the constant. And he would listen to me, and he supported me. And when we broke up, I was like 210 pounds or something because I was steadily going up through college. Um, and then within 4 or 5 years, I was in over 300 pounds, and I found OA, which was amazing. OA taught me I'm not broke. I'm not broken. Like I still struggle with that concept that I still feel broken, but they taught me you're not alone. Like this is a disease. My body and my sponsor in OA would say this all the time. My body has an abnormal reaction to foods that we don't eat. I want more. I have the disease of more. I have the disease of I can't stop. I have the disease of I've had this habit for so long that not having this habit is like there's a hole, there's an emptiness. Like I don't know what to do with myself if I'm not sitting at home every night with whatever binge foods were. They taught me about the topic of like, because I never had spirituality or was brought up religious. They brought me the idea of like making your own higher power. And I was like, oh my God, I can have a loving, accepting, like best friend of a higher power that literally is rooting for me. Like, what? I like they opened my mind up to perspectives that I had never thought possible for myself, and but it wasn't enough. I had the cloud and lost 100 pounds in there, pink cloud, and started dating and slippery slope with that because it brought up all those insecurities and the self-esteem issues, and I just wanted to numb them because I didn't want to feel that way about myself. I wanted to be the fun, bubbly all the time Jen that like I can be and I enjoy being that way. But when I'm downtrodden and depressed and I just ate and thank God I found a gray sheeter. I call her my gray sheet angel. She changed my life. Literally changed my life because 2 weeks later, at first I met her, I was like, meh, that sounds like a lot. Like not eating the carb, like as I eat my lunch wrapped up in a carb. I'm fine, like because at that time I wasn't binging. But 2 weeks later, what do? We promise and promise and promise. I'll never do it again. I can't, I'm better than this. I like all the justifications why I can't do it. And to this day, I don't remember why I picked up, but I did. And I'm sure it was a crappy piece of like shit that I was telling myself, the to story I was telling myself about myself. Um, but I sent her a text and I was like, help. Thanks, Lisa. Help. I need something else. My way is hurting myself. I'm killing myself. My first sponsor in OA says, let me love you until I love yourself. Like I didn't love myself. Literally hated who I had become because I was so insecure and just I didn't know who I was. And she's like, well, do this. And all I wanted was the manual in life, and I can't, that's not a thing, guys. I want that to be a thing. I want there to be a that like here's this scenario at work or here's this thing with a family member or a relationship like issue. Just do these next right things. Like to just tell me how to do it. That's not a thing. However, in Gray Sheet, it tells me there is a way out. And I loved it. I went to the Connecticut retreat recently, and they were saying how, there's, AA and, Overeaters Anonymous. They all have the identification of their group is like the problem they have. Where it's Gray Sheet. Gray Sheet's the solution. The name of our group is the solution to our problem. And I cannot forget that. And I want to tell everyone that because it is the solution. The solution is weighed and measured 3 meals a day with nothing in between committed to a sponsor so I can let it go. And I can just eat those things and then not have to worry about what if I have this? Is it too much? Is it too little? Oh, but my friend's doing this diet and she's swearing by it and she's lost 30 pounds and it's working great for her. Maybe it'll work for me. Or, oh, well, just this one time. It's okay to just go to the drive-through this one time and I'm just gonna get a coffee. Well, tomorrow the coffee was really good but it was a little bland and gross. I'll tell them do half and half with a thing we can't have in it. And then, oh, well, I had a really shitty day. Today's gonna suck. I'm just gonna get myself a little breakfast sandwich. Well, the breakfast sandwich turns into the thing we don't eat, and then it turns into the box of the things we don't eat. That's my brain that just wants more. because I don't want to feel whatever I'm feeling or I'm bored. That was a freaking big one for me. As I get home from work, I'm alone. I don't have a life. I wasn't building a life for myself. I didn't have other things to do other than work. So what am I going to do other than sit on the couch? And then, well, I don't want to just sit on the couch. That's boring and watch TV. I need the thing. And then the cycle returns. And then the demoralization and the self-hatred. Why am I doing this again to myself? Oh God, the pants aren't fitting. Oh, I got to the point where I would bust out the insides of my pants from all the rubbing, and then I would get welts, and then they would bleed. I would have rashes. I wasn't taking showers enough. It's gross to say, but like I had horrible dandruff, and I'm sure I stank. I couldn't smell my own thing, but I'm sure people were thinking it. Like I just didn't take care of myself. Um, but then Gray Sheet said, just do this thing for today. Weigh and measure these three meals and get on a meeting and make three phone calls. I hate phone calls. The best advice I ever got in my entire life from a Gray Sheeter was start the call with saying, oh, I just have a few minutes, but I want to do an outreach call and I wanted to hear your voice. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I got to get going because I can't hang up. My anxiety tells me that I don't, and people pleasing that I can't hang up. I need to keep listening to them. That was awesome. The other thing, best advice I had because I was nervous about going out to eat, was put the scale on the table when you first arrive. Like if you're going out with somebody that you don't know, because they want to figure out what they want to eat. Think about it. All I want to do is look at the menu, and if they get distracted, oh, there's a scale. What's that all about? And they can ask you a question, but oh, well, the waitress is coming soon, so you got to figure out what you got to eat, and it moves the conversation on. And I've done that with client meetings. And I actually had an amazing client meeting one time where he went on about his daughter who has like celiacs and all these food problems, and she's allergic to all these dyes that they had no idea about, and how it's been he was so proud of me. I was like, oh my God, Bob, like you're amazing because it's like I already liked him as a client. Now I'm like, ooh. But The other thing that Gray Sheet gave me, weighed and measured, eat this, like get rid of the physical craving to the things that make me want more, like and have these quantities so I know what's enough. So I don't want more of it, and I know most of the time. Don't get me wrong, there's sometimes. But I know one's enough because it's weighed and measured. I got the 4.0, the 6.0, the 8.0, whatever your quantities are, with your sponsor figured out. But the other thing is the emotional support from you all, who you guys say, yeah, me too. I ate out the garbage. Oh, yeah, me too. I would go down the vending machine five, six, seven times. Oh, yeah, me too. I would go into the bathroom because I didn't want to make the crunchy noise. Oh, me too. COVID was freaking the worst because like I couldn't hide the food because you're getting it delivered to your house and your partner knew what was in it. Oh, and so you'd have to go out and like eat in the car. And it was so much hiding and deceiving and lying that how could I not feel shitty about myself? Sorry, I've been swearing a lot. It's just what it is. You got to, sorry, but not sorry. Like Gray Sheet then, so it's the connection, like saying that I'm not alone. We have the same problem, and to be like, I'm not chronically unique. What I have done, other people have done, and there's a way out. And there's a Gray Sheet that whatever it was, and when was this copyrighted originally? Was it the 70s or whatever it was? Like, yeah, it's literally written down how people have done this. And then you're in a meeting where they've been abstinent for one day, they've been abstinent for 40 years. It doesn't matter, we keep showing up. Like, so I need that part of the recovery. Like, I had a horrible day. I'm gonna cry it out and be on a meeting and know that you're having a hard time too, and you're still weighing and measuring. I need to hear the stories of how you picked up because that's reminding me like it's that easy for me to do that too. Like I have to be in the middle of hurt. I have to keep coming to meetings because it feels good, even when it doesn't feel good. Like I come. And the third part, which is the hardest part, and I know I'm probably getting done my time here, is the spiritual side. I still struggle with it. So if you are, it's okay. All you need to know, like all I need to remind myself is that it's not me. Like I'm not figuring out what I do with my food. I have a sponsor that's telling me what they do. I have other people in this program that are like, yeah, like just do something that's not you making the decision. I love the phrase people say the most spiritual thing I do every day is weigh and measure my food because spiritual is a faith that if I weigh to these numbers that I'll have freedom from the obsession. So I'm having this little glimmer mustard seed of faith that like I do that,
One
I'm gonna
minute.
feel better. Thanks, Lisa. And what I love spending doing all of my into my qualifications is make it easy for yourself. I am make big pots of things and measure them out, or I put them in containers in the freezer. I need it easy so I can just grab it from the freezer or the fridge. So I do batch cooking. Get the really freaking good knives. Get all the like. I don't have a dishwasher right now. It is what it is. Like, get a dishwasher. Like, get all the bowls and the cups and try the different scales. Like, make it so that it's fun and easy and make it yummy. If you are bored and with your food, call someone. The most delighted I get is when somebody says, "What are you eating for breakfast right now? What's yummy?" Like, and because I want to do this one day at a time for the rest of my life. And I put this first. I'm having a shitty, horrible time right now. Like, I'm a year in a relationship and I'm questioning a lot and I'm sad and I feel lonely and I'm doing a lot of work on myself because there's nothing wrong with the relationship. It's an inner job. I'm doing a lot of inner job trauma recovery things from my past. And but what do? I keep weighing and measuring. I crying it out and coming on meetings and writing because my way would put me through, in the hospital twice, 2 times, over 300 pounds with heart irregularities because I was eating so much salt. My way didn't work. This way works. Thanks, Lisa. Sorry. And I'm grateful to be on here and be asked to speak because I need to remember where I came so that I don't go back. And I would love to hear your perspectives and what is going on in your lives. So no matter what, I pass.